Welcome back to the foundry. Oh, this is cool. Customer brought this by for me to sell, and it's a pretty neato rig. It's a BSA 500 single, and according to the engine number, it's a 1958 model. I did end up finding a frame number on it, and I need to run that to verify what model it is. He seems to think it's a Gold Star, but I don't know, pretty cool, but that's not what we're working on today. Today we're tinkering with old trucks. That seems to be what I always do when I find myself with a little bit of free time, is working on the truck fleet. So today it's the Dodge again. Nothing too serious. In fact, I really wouldn't even make a video on this, but with the issue that I've had, I thought, it's worth getting the information out there. And all I'm doing, super simple, is I'm replacing the cab lights, because I put new headlights in this thing. It's got good marker lights, it's got good tail lights, but the cab clearance lights are a little bit faded. And that's consistent with the truck this age, and the truck's seen some weather, you can tell because of the paint. It's got that second gen Dodge paint issue. And if I end up keeping this truck, I'll probably go ahead and paint it, but jury's still out, how long I'm going to keep it or what I'm going to do with it. Even if I keep it, I might, when I get something a little newer and nicer, I might transition this one over to my Woods truck. But it's a nice truck, so I don't know. I may end up painting it. But yeah, let's talk about these cab clearance lights. So all I really wanted to do was replace these lenses. Is that too much to ask? Well, apparently so, because I've had 9 kinds of heck trying to find just lenses. And so I gave up and ordered a set of cheap LED cab lights off of eBay. And in the pictures, it all looked good, factory style, factory color, but they'll have an LED bulb instead of the factory incandescent. Now, on a Ford, this wouldn't be any issue. On an OBS Ford, I should say, because I've done them before. Lenses are cheap. Your factory bulb plug goes right in them, no problem. Well, now it's like if you get LED, they only offer them in LED, it seems like. And if you get them, your factory bulb plug won't fit in them. So you got to cut the wire, splice on the LED leads. And I don't want to go through none of that. I don't even care if they're LED. I just want new lenses. It's too much to ask. It's just too much to ask. So the trouble I ran into with the cheap aftermarket ones is they're not as described. The problem with them, they look good. The screw spacing is correct. The problem is the base is totally flat. And as you can see, those cab clearance lights are mounted on the curvature of the roof. They have to follow the roof line. If you put a flat light up there, you'll have a gap, and then water's going to run in it. So despite all the ones you see that are described to be factory replacements for second gen Dodges, they are not. They're flat. Flat lights will not work. So after hours of searching, I found a new set that is curved, and I don't know, see if I can get one where you can actually see it. If I'm not just shaking the camera to where they're not curved much, but they got a little curve to them. And so I'm hoping that's going to be enough, because it's not just a huge curve, but I know flat ones will not work. And you'll notice the base is black instead of being all amber like those. And so I don't know if they're going to fit or not, but what I like about these is I don't have to splice in. They are LED, but I don't have to splice in a new plug. This blade fits in the factory bulb socket in my factory lights. So hopefully it's going to be quick and easy. Plus they specifically advertise that these would replace the OEM lights. They're not just a generic universal aftermarket. Like these apparently are universal, and they're flat, and you could probably get by with these if you were adding clearance lights to a truck that doesn't already have them, because then you could just position them a little bit further back onto the flat part of the roof and drill your holes and make a mess out of your truck. But I'm not into any of that. I just want to replace what I got. I want them to look clean and good, and these are amber. They're a little more of a clear amber than what's up there, but I think they look nice. And the Super Duty Fords have, or at least the one I got, has black around the base of the light, so it's not unheard of for a factory setup. I like to keep stuff, I'm not like a super purist, but I just like stuff to look good and clean the way it came. And so that's kind of the look I'm going for. So I'm going to pop off that one on the driver's side, set this one up here, and see if it works. So here's what I was talking about. You've got your OEM socket. You simply remove your incandescent light, plug the blades in its place. Now there's pros and cons to this. The pros is it's super easy. You don't have to cut your plug and splice on an LED plug. The con is the bulb is made into the whole light, the lens and all. So if the bulb ever goes out, you can't just replace the bulb. You got to buy a whole nother set of lights. Not a huge deal. Hopefully they'll last. I mean, they were like 35 bucks. So like I said, not too big a deal. So I almost forgot, I wanted to kind of do a before and after shot. So this is the factory setup with the factory faded incandescent lights. They really look fine, you know. The lights work great. It's just the lenses are faded. I think it kind of looks bad, so I want to get some new clean lenses on it. So yeah, let's get to it. So apparently all my Phillips head screwdrivers are MIA. I found this one rolling around in the bottom of the toolbox. Got flatheads running out my ears. Can't find a single Phillips head. That's always the case. So I definitely need to rectify that at some point. These screws are pretty well rusted, so it'd be cool to get some new. I actually didn't look in the kit, but I think it came with new screws. That would be nice, because these are pretty nasty. Now I don't know why one has a washer and the other one doesn't. Oh, it does. I just didn't see it. It's a copper. It must be kind of a seal. It's probably a seal. Keep water from getting in the cab. These have been on here since 1999, so they're quite stuck. And they took a little paint up with the gasket. Boy, they don't give you much lead. So there's the incandescent and the Mopar lens. The old gasket. This gasket is so smashed I can't believe it was keeping water out. So the kit did come with new screws, so that's cool. Also came with new sockets in the event that you were wiring up a truck from scratch that didn't already have clearance lights. They send you some sockets, so that's pretty cool. These screws look a little short compared to the OEM screws. And I don't even know if they're the right diameter. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, so these screws are not going to work. So the other kit came with screws that are longer, but they're still too small diameter. They will not go in the factory holes, so those are off the table. I'm going to have to go back with my rusty screws for now. But the other kit also came with washers and little rubber washers, so I think I may use these just to help with the sealing. So I found the easiest way to deal with these gaskets is go ahead and lay them out using your bolt holes as an alignment and get them where you want them. I'm going to pull this protected plastic off, and we've got our blade, and it doesn't matter which way you plug it in, either direction should work. And I'm going to plug that in, make sure it's got a good connection. Put that down there. Put the new washer on the old screw. Now it's just a matter of finding the hole. So the good news right off the bat is it does fit the contour of the cab. Perfect. And it looks good. All right, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, I can't help it. I'm gonna do a quick side by side of the old incandescents next to the LED. And I don't know if it's gonna come across on the camera where the flip, but it's really kind of cool. The only thing I can say that's a little different is the original kind of lights up to the rear a little bit. The LEDs are only in the front of the lens, is where the light's coming from. But it's interesting, there's 3 bars. I don't know, probably can't pick it up on the camera. There's 3 bars of light. Then it hits this diffuser, and it's definitely cleaner than the factory ones. In fact, from the front, if you can tell, it is a little bit brighter, but the lens is, let me kill that light. The lens is definitely cleaner and clearer, which is what I was going for. I wasn't unhappy with the incandescents, but you can see a clear difference just because it's new, you know. But anyway, so now I'm gonna go and do the rest of them. All right, there's all 5 installed. It's a significant improvement, even if the camera doesn't do it justice because of my very poor lighting in here. But yeah, they look a lot better. I'll shut that light out, turn them on, let you look at them. So definitely brighter, and they got a really good look to them. Like I said, I don't know if it'll come across on the camera, but the LEDs are, it's not just ambient light, it's got 3 bars across each lens. It really looks cool. So yeah, I'll see how long these last, and I think they'll do okay. I mean, they look good, and they were cheap-ish, so I think that'll work out. So now that I take a close look at them with them turned on, the reason I'm seeing the 3 bars is because it's not a LED bulb like what I've put in Fords. It's actually a circuit board with LEDs on that board. So that's what's making that real cool pattern that you probably can't see. So if you only take one thing from this video, the only reason I even made it in the first place is to let you guys know that not all of the cab clearance lights you're seeing that advertise for Dodge Ram pickups online actually fit. Make sure they have a curvature to the bottom to match the roof line. Now, I drop a link to the ones I bought in the description, but I bought the last one, so I don't know. Those are the only ones I found. I did find them on eBay. I'm sure they'll get relisted at some point, but just watch out for that. And that's all I got for you. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'll see you guys in the next one.